Welcome to World Motivation Graham.
There is a strength in silence that few understand. In a world where everyone is eager to share, where people update their lives for the world to see, where secrets are sold for attention, there is something rare about the man or woman who knows how to remain silent. When you speak too much, when you share too much, you give people the very weapons they need to harm you. There are those who will pretend to listen out of care, but in their hearts, they are only gathering information. There are those who will act like they want the best for you, but in reality, they are waiting for an opportunity to use your words against you. What you share today can become a weapon in the hands of someone tomorrow. What you reveal in confidence can one day be the very thing that is used to bring you down. There is wisdom in keeping some things to yourself. You do not have to explain your every move. You do not have to make your life an open book. Let them wonder, let them guess, let them question, but do not let them know everything. There's something powerful about a person who does not reveal everything. When you keep certain things to yourself, you create an aura of strength. People respect those they cannot easily figure out. They may ask questions, they may try to dig for details, but the more you hold back, the more they realize you are not easily swayed. There is wisdom in being selective with your words. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your struggles, or your victories. Some things are meant to be between you and God alone. When you understand this, you become unshakable, because no one can use what they do not know against you. The tongue is a powerful tool. It can build or destroy, uplift or bring down. But the wisest among us know that some words are better left unsaid. Many have lost friendships, opportunities, and even their peace because they trusted the wrong ears, the wrong people. They spoke too soon, they shared too much, and in the end, their own words became their downfall. Do not make the mistake of thinking that everyone who listens is on your side. Some listen only to see how they can benefit from your openness. But if you learn to hold back, if you learn the value of silence, you will protect yourself from unnecessary pain. There is a reason why the strongest trees have the deepest roots, because what is hidden is what gives them strength. A life that is too exposed is like a tree with shallow roots, easily swayed by the winds of gossip, envy, and betrayal. When you keep certain things to yourself, you become like that tree planted by the rivers of wisdom. People may see your fruits, but they will never fully understand your source. They may see your growth, but they will not know your struggles. And that is where your strength lies, in the mystery of your silence. Many people have fallen, not because they were weak, but because they trusted the wrong people with too much information. There are those who smile with you today, but are secretly waiting for your downfall. They do not need to fight you openly. All they need is to know your next move, your fears, your weaknesses. And once they have that knowledge, they can use it to destroy you without you even realizing it. Do not give them that power. Speak less, observe more. Share wisely, not widely, because sometimes the biggest enemy is the one who knows the most about you. Even the greatest victories in history were won through strategy, not noise. No wise general announces his battle plans before the war. No great leader reveals every move before it is time. If the world's greatest warriors understood the power of secrecy, why should you be any different? Do not let the excitement of the moment push you to reveal what should be kept hidden. Let your success be your voice. Let your results speak for themselves, and when people ask how you did it, smile and let them wonder. Some of the greatest downfalls in history did not come from enemies attacking with swords, but from loose lips that revealed too much. The wrong words spoken in the wrong ears have destroyed families, careers, and even entire nations. What you say today may seem harmless, but tomorrow it may be used as a weapon against you. That is why wisdom teaches us to be slow to speak and quick to listen. Let people guess, let them wonder, let them speculate, but never let them know everything. There is a peace that comes with privacy. When no one knows too much about you, they have no power over your emotions. They cannot use your past against you, they cannot predict your future moves, and they cannot manipulate your present decisions. Privacy protects your mind, your heart, and your purpose. In a world that encourages oversharing, be different. Guard your words as a king guards his treasure, not because you fear people, but because wisdom demands it. When Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers, they hated him even more. When Samson revealed the secret of his strength, he was captured and humiliated. Even Jesus did not always speak openly, but often withdrew to quiet places. There is a lesson in this. Silence is a shield. Not every dream should be announced. Not every plan should be shared. Some things are meant to be between you and God alone. And when the time is right, your results will speak louder than any words ever could. There is a difference between being known and being understood. People may know your name, but they do not need to know your every thought. They may see your actions, but they do not need to understand your strategy. A life of mystery is a life of wisdom. Let your presence be felt, let your impact be seen, but let your personal affairs remain a sacred space. Because once people know too much, they will no longer respect the depths of who you are. There is a reason why the most powerful people in the world do not reveal everything about themselves. They understand that knowledge is power, and the more people know about you, the more they can control you. A private life is a protected life. When you speak too much, when you share too freely, you give others the very tools they need to shape your destiny, and not always for your good. The wise man knows when to speak and when to stay silent. He understands that not every thought needs to be voiced, not every plan needs to be announced, and not every struggle needs to be shared. Some battles in life are lost before they even begin, simply because the wrong people were informed. There are those who will celebrate with you in public, but secretly resent you in their hearts. There are those who will pretend to listen out of concern, but in reality they are collecting information for their own advantage. Do not be deceived by friendly faces and kind words. True intentions are often hidden behind smiles. And the more you expose yourself, the easier it is for others to take advantage of you. When a lion hunts, it moves in silence. When an eagle soars, it does not announce its flight. Nature itself teaches us the power of discretion. The strongest, the wisest, the most victorious. These are the ones who have mastered the art of silence. They allow their actions to speak. They let their results do the talking. And they never give away their next move. There is power in silence, and there is weakness in too much exposure. It is not that you should never trust anyone, but that you must be careful who you trust. Even Jesus was betrayed by someone close to him. Even great leaders throughout history have fallen, not by the hands of their enemies, but by those they once confided in. If you wish to succeed, if you wish to remain strong, learn the value of secrecy. Share wisely, not widely. Speak with purpose, not recklessness. And above all, never let people know too much about you, because once they do, they will no longer see you as a mystery, but as a target. There's a reason why kings have secret chambers, why generals do not reveal their strategies, and why the wisest men speak less than they know. The more people understand about you, the less power you have over your own life. Some people do not ask questions because they care. They ask because they are looking for a way in. They are searching for weakness, for opportunity, for something they can use. And once they have that knowledge, they can shape your path without you even realizing it. Have you ever noticed that the most respected people are often the ones who say the least? They do not explain themselves to everyone. They do not reveal every thought, every plan, or every struggle. And because of this, they carry an air of mystery, an unshakable presence that makes people think twice before assuming they understand them. There is wisdom in being unpredictable. There is power in keeping people guessing. The moment you become an open book, you become easy to read, easy to manipulate, and easy to control. There are people who have lost jobs, friendships, marriages, and opportunities simply because they spoke too soon or trusted too easily. They believed that openness was a sign of strength when in reality it often leads to weakness. The Bible itself warns us, "A fool's voice is known by multitude of words," Ecclesiastes 5:03. A wise person guards their words the way a warrior guards their weapon. They do not speak carelessly. They do not reveal everything to just anyone. They understand that privacy is a form of protection. Even your dreams should be guarded. Joseph's mistake was not in having a dream, but in sharing it with the wrong people. Not everyone will celebrate what God has placed in you. Some will resent it, some will try to stop it, and some will wait for the right moment to use it against you. Do not make it easy for them. Keep your vision close, your plans protected, and your personal life sacred. Because once people know too much about you, they will either try to control you or destroy you. The world is full of people who smile in your face but secretly wait for your downfall. Not everyone clapping for you wants you to win. Not everyone listening to you wants to help. Some people gather information, not out of love, but out of curiosity. They are like hunters waiting for the right moment to strike. And the more you speak, the more you give them the arrows they need to wound you. Silence, my friend, is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is a shield against deception. It is a fortress against betrayal. Look at history. Some of the greatest downfalls did not come from outside attacks, but from inside betrayals. Samson was not defeated by a warrior, he was defeated by a woman he trusted. Julius Caesar was not killed by an enemy, he was stabbed by a friend. The lesson is clear. The closer people are to you, the more dangerous they can become if they know too much. This is why discretion is not just a practice, it is a survival skill. It is the difference between standing strong and being taken down by those you thought were on your side. Even in the Bible, we see that Jesus did not reveal everything to everyone. He spoke in parables, he withdrew from crowds, he had moments of silence before responding. Why? Because not everyone is ready for the truth. Not everyone deserves access to your deepest thoughts. Some people do not seek to understand you, they seek to expose you. And the moment you make yourself an open book, you give them the power to rewrite your story in a way that suits them. If you want peace, if you want strength, if you want to walk in wisdom, learn to guard your words. Let people wonder, let them guess, let them make assumptions, but never give them everything, because once they know too much, you will no longer be a person. They will turn you into a target. Mystery commands respect. There is something powerful about a person who does not reveal everything. The less people know about you, the more they wonder. The more they wonder, the more they respect you. But the moment you expose too much, you become ordinary in their eyes. You lose the element of surprise. You lose the advantage of being unpredictable. And worst of all, you give them the power to judge you, control you, or even destroy you. Look at the most influential leaders, the greatest minds, the most successful people. They do not move loudly. They do not explain every decision. They do not reveal every detail of their lives because they understand that secrecy is power, that mystery is a weapon. When people cannot figure you out, they cannot control you. When they do not know your next move, they cannot stop it. But when you make yourself an open book, you become easy to manipulate, easy to criticize, and easy to undermine. Many people have lost respect, not because they were weak, but because they were too accessible. When you reveal too much, people begin to take you for granted. When you always explain yourself, people stop valuing your words. There is wisdom in letting your actions speak louder than your mouth. There is power in allowing people to see your results, but not your process. The more you talk, the more you weaken your presence. But the less you say, the more people take you seriously. Even God, in all His wisdom, does not reveal everything to us at once. He works in mystery. He moves in ways we do not always understand. And because of that, we stand in awe. We trust. we respect. The same principle applies to life. When you hold back, when you let people see only what is necessary, you command a different level of respect. Because once people know too much, they stop respecting the mystery that makes you who you are. Your struggles are not for public display. The more you expose your pain, your weaknesses, and your failures, the more you invite unnecessary opinions, judgment, and even manipulation. There are people who will pretend to care, but in reality, they are collecting information to use against you. There are those who seem sympathetic, but deep down, they are glad to see you struggle. Not everyone who listens is a friend, and not everyone who offers advice has good intentions. Many people have ruined their own reputation simply by speaking too much about their hardships. They have made their failures the talk of others. Instead of seeking strength in silence, they have broadcasted their battles for the world to see, only to realize that not everyone watching is cheering for them. Sometimes the best way to heal, the best way to rebuild, is in quietness. Because when you struggle in silence, you grow in strength. When you overcome in private, your victory speaks for itself. Even in Scripture, we see that some of the greatest moments of transformation happened in secret. Moses met God alone on the mountain. Jesus prayed alone in the wilderness. Paul was shaped in silence before he stepped into his mission. There is a reason why some battles are meant to be fought in private, because what happens in secret shapes what happens in public. If you must cry, cry before God. If you must vent, do it in prayer. But do not make your struggles an open invitation for people to judge or manipulate you. The world does not need to know every storm you are facing. Some things are meant to be between you and God. Some lessons are meant to be learned in solitude. Because once people know too much about your struggles, they may either pity you, mock you, or use it to control you. Walk in wisdom. Let your victories be public, but let your struggles remain private, because true strength is built in silence. Success speaks louder than words. You do not need to announce your every move, explain your every decision, or prove yourself to everyone. When you truly succeed, your results will do all the talking for you. But if you are constantly telling people your plans, constantly seeking approval, you risk losing the very thing that makes success powerful, the element of surprise. Many people fail before they even begin, not because they lack ability, but because they speak too soon. They share their dreams with the wrong people. They announce their plans before they are secure, and in doing so, they open the door for doubt, envy, and sabotage. Not everyone who hears your vision will celebrate it. Some will criticize it. Some will steal it. Some will quietly work against it. This is why wisdom teaches us to move in silence, to let success be our voice rather than our words. Look at the way God works. He does not announce every miracle before it happens. He does not explain every detail of His plan. He simply moves, and when the time is right, the results are revealed. The same should be true in your life. Let people see the finished product, not the process. Let them see the victory, not the battle. Because once success is visible, it needs no explanation. If you want to go far, if you want to achieve great things, resist the urge to tell everyone what you are doing. Work in silence. Build in private. Stay focused on the goal, not on the need to be seen. And when the time comes, your success will make more impact than any words ever could. Because in the end, people do not remember what you said you would do. They remember what you actually did. Your plans are sacred. They are not for public discussion, casual conversation, or the approval of others. The moment you announce your next move, you give people the opportunity to interfere, discourage, or even sabotage you. Some will doubt you, some will try to stop you, and some will take your ideas and run with them. Not every dream should be shared, not every goal should be discussed. Some things must remain between you and God until they are fully realized. Many great plans have failed, not because they were impossible, but because they were spoken too soon. When Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers instead of celebrating him, they envied him. When Nehemiah rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem, he did not reveal his plans to everyone. He moved in silence, revealing only what was necessary. Why? Because when a vision is in its early stages, it is most vulnerable. Words of doubt, jealousy, or fear can weaken your resolve before you even begin. Success is not just about effort. It is also about wisdom. Wise people know how to protect their vision. They do not expose their plans to those who cannot understand them. They do not seek validation from those who lack faith. Instead, they trust the process, keep their focus, and reveal their work only when it is complete. If you want to see your plans succeed, guard them with wisdom. Let your actions, not your words, show the world what you are capable of. Move quietly, work diligently, and when the time is right, let your results speak for themselves. Because once a plan is fully executed, no one can argue with success. Your peace is worth more than people's opinions. The more you share about your personal life, the more you invite unnecessary voices into your mind. Everyone will have something to say. Some will offer advice, some will criticize, and some will twist your words for their own benefit. But at the end of the day, it is your life, your journey, and your responsibility to protect your own peace. Many people live in anxiety not because of their own thoughts, but because they have given too many people access to their emotions. They have allowed others to dictate how they should feel, what they should do, and how they should live. And all of this happens because they have shared too much. Not everyone deserves to know your struggles. Not everyone deserves to hear your dreams. Some people listen only to judge, some listen to gossip, and some listen just to wait for your failure. Jesus himself withdrew from the crowds at times. He did not always explain himself. He did not always defend his choices. And he did not let public opinion control his mission. He understood that peace comes from staying focused on the purpose, not from seeking approval. The same applies to you. When you learn to keep certain things private, you remove unnecessary stress from your life. You stop worrying about what people think because they do not know enough to have an opinion. If you want peace, learn the power of silence. Protect your heart from unnecessary opinions. Keep your personal matters sacred, and remember, your peace is more valuable than their approval. Walk in wisdom. Speak only when necessary, and guard your life like a treasure. Because once people know too much, they feel entitled to have a say in things that were never their concern. Not everyone deserves access to you. The more people know about you, the more they feel entitled to your time, your energy, and your personal space. But not everyone who enters your life comes with good intentions. Some are there to drain you, some are there to distract you, and some are there only to take what they can get. When you share too much, you make yourself too available, too easy to reach, too easy to understand, and too easy to manipulate. The strongest people are not those who let everyone in, but those who know when to close the door. Look at Jesus. He had crowds that followed him, but he did not let everyone into his inner circle. He had 12 disciples, but even within that group, he had 3 he kept closest, Peter, James, and John. And even among them, there were moments when he withdrew alone. He understood something important. Not everyone deserves access to every part of your life. Some relationships fail not because of betrayal, but because of overexposure. Some friendships turn sour, not because the person changed, but because they got too comfortable with knowing every detail about you. People value what they do not fully understand. They respect what remains mysterious. But the moment they feel they have figured you out, they stop seeing you as special. They start taking you for granted. If you want to be valued, if you want to protect your peace, and if you want to walk in wisdom, be selective with what you share and with whom you share it. Guard your life like a gatekeeper, allowing only those who truly deserve a place in your world. Because once you give people too much access, You give them the power to take you for granted, to misuse your trust, and to influence your life in ways they should never have been allowed. Silence is a weapon. In a world where everyone is eager to talk, to explain, to defend, and to prove themselves, silence is a sign of wisdom and strength. The more you speak, the more you reveal. The more you reveal, the more you give others the power to analyze, criticize, and manipulate you. But when you remain silent, when you do not always react, when you do not always explain yourself, you confuse those who seek to control you. You take away their ability to predict your next move. Look at how the wisest people operate. They are not the loudest in the room. They do not argue with everyone. They do not announce their thoughts before they are fully formed. They understand that words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot be taken back. That is why they choose their words carefully and more often than not say less than they know. They understand the power of mystery, the power of keeping others uncertain, the power of letting their actions speak instead of their words. Even Jesus, when falsely accused, remained silent before his accusers. He did not waste his breath defending himself to those who had already made up their minds. He knew that truth does not need constant explanation. It stands firm on its own. In the same way, you do not have to explain everything to everyone. You do not have to answer every question. You do not have to clarify every misunderstanding. Some battles are won through silence. If you want to remain strong, if you want to protect your peace, if you want to walk in wisdom, learn when to speak and when to stay silent. Let people wonder. Let them assume. Let them be uncertain. Because the moment you explain too much, you give them the power to define you. And once they can define you, they can control you. Your greatest power lies in what people do not know about you. The moment you become too predictable, too easy to read, too exposed, you lose the advantage of mystery. People respect what they cannot fully understand. They fear what they cannot control, and they admire what remains just out of reach. But when you reveal too much, your thoughts, your plans, your struggles, your dreams, you make yourself vulnerable to manipulation, judgment, and even betrayal. Look at how God moves. He does not reveal everything at once. He works behind the scenes, shaping events in ways that are beyond human comprehension. His ways are higher. His plans unfold in perfect timing, and because of this, he remains sovereign. If God in his infinite wisdom moves in mystery, how much more should we learn to be discreet in our own lives? Not everyone deserves to know your next step. Not everyone should have access to your inner world. Some people pretend to care, but they are just gathering information. Some will act like they support you, only to use what they know against you at the right time. The less you say, the less they have to use. The fewer details you give, the fewer opportunities they have to interfere. When you guard your words, you protect your future. When you keep your plans to yourself, you move freely without unnecessary obstacles. If you want to remain strong, if you want to move wisely, if you want to maintain control over your own destiny, learn to value privacy. Let people see the results, but not the process. Let them witness the success, but not the strategy. Because once they know too much, they will no longer see you as a mystery, they will see you as a target. In the end, wisdom is not just in what you know, it is in what you choose to reveal. The world does not need to know your every thought, your every struggle, or your every plan. The more you speak, the more you expose yourself to unnecessary battles. But the less you say, the more you remain in control. Mystery commands respect. Silence protects your peace. Privacy shields your purpose. Jesus himself did not reveal everything to everyone. He spoke in parables. He withdrew from the crowds, and he understood that not all ears are meant to hear certain truths. If the Son of God moved with such discretion, how much more should we be careful with our words and our trust? So guard your life, move in silence, let your success speak louder than your words. Let your actions define you, not your explanations. And remember this, once people know too much, they can influence, manipulate, and even destroy what God has placed in you. Walk in wisdom, protect what is sacred, and let the world see only what is necessary, because the rest is between you and God.